So, a little while ago, we saw the release of the latest episode of Miraculous Ladybug Season 4, titled Truth. This episode's actually meant to be the first episode of Season 4, and the previously released Furious Fu episode is meant to be episode 6. Why they released it in this order remains one of nature's mysteries, as key events from this episode are pretty much required to make sense of what happens in Furious Fu. Namely that Hawkmoth uses the Peacock Miraculous to become Shadowmoth without any ill effects on his health. I really hate how they keep doing stuff like this, although it's probably TV companies to blame more than anything. And it makes me feel bad for the creators. Anyway, mini rant aside, let's get to the episode. So we start the episode watching Gabriel fix the Peacock Miraculous using some magical goo of some kind. I'm guessing he learned how to do this by reading the Miraculous guidebook. But he's had that the whole time. Why didn't he think to try this before? Like, before his wife went into a coma might have been the right time. Or maybe before your assistant nearly kills herself trying to help you. Once again, Gabriel proves he has one of the smoothest brains in all of TV by taking 4 seasons to do something he could have done all along. After a brief reunion between Dusu and Nuru, Hawkmoth powers up using both Miraculouses to become Shadowmoth. And in my opinion, he now has one of the coolest nicknames in the show. Sure, it's a touch edgy, but I think it fits him and sounds really ominous and intimidating. It's just a shame his costume looks like it comes from a low-budget cosplay competition or a middle school musical performance. Whoever designed that needs to take a look at themselves in the mirror. Seriously, they just extended out his cape with peacock feathers and stuck what looks like purple cellophane on his face. It doesn't scream evil mastermind to me. More like rejected concept art from Scooby-Doo. And then we cut to the juicy element of this episode, Lucanette. In her room, Marinette tries to deal with the influx of Kwamis that are trashing her belongings and causing mischief, whilst also having an awkward Skype call with her friends talking about Adrien, when suddenly Luca calls and Marinette hangs up the Skype call. And it seems like all her friends actually ship Lucanette, even his sister. Or maybe they just ship Marinette not being a simp anymore, who knows. And then comes one of the most cringy conversations in the world where Luca awkwardly thanks Marinette for photos of Adrien that the Kwamis accidentally sent him. And then Marinette keeps calling him Adrien. This scene's actually genuinely funny, but it really doesn't make it any less awkward to sit through. It's like a train wreck in slow motion. You just can't look away. Then it's revealed that Marinette and Luca have a date, and that they were supposed to have a date the day before, but she forgot. And she also forgets what their date is until her parents and Luca have to remind her. And honestly, this is making me sad for this guy. Yeesh. But then the date starts and it's kind of cute. They play some Jagged Stone trivia, she gives him a signed guitar pick, and then they almost have a romantic kiss. But then a villain attacks and spoils the date as Marinette runs off to save the day as Ladybug, inadvertently missing the whole movie. Also, side note, it looks like the pigeon dude is the villain again. Seriously, this guy's life must actually genuinely suck. He is always getting akumatized. And Gabriel proves how dumb he is by still using him. He legit never comes close to winning, ever. Anyway, back to the date, Luca gives her another chance with ice cream, and then another villain and another quick getaway leaves him looking like a dweeb. Then she ditches out on riding home with him after school, and turns up late to his concert, which leaves him pretty understandably upset. And then, for the first time ever, we actually get some Luca development. He opens up to Marinette that he never knew his dad and that his mum never wanted to tell him who it was. And that music helped him cope with his sadness. He then tells Marinette that all he wants is the truth. And that he wouldn't be upset if she still loved Adrien instead of him. This dude is so pure. It's just been a barrage of this guy getting treated badly when he doesn't deserve to be. And obviously she then says she can't tell the truth and boom, we get to see Shadowmoth finally combine his 2 miraculous powers to make a new villain. I was pretty disappointed that they didn't use this in Furious Fu, so I like that they didn't hold back in the premiere episode and actually showed off what he can actually do. Luca then gets hit with a double whammy and turns into Truth. But I like that he actually resisted for a while and didn't just give in like everyone else does. It fits a lot better with his character that he tries to fight it and doesn't give up until he loses his strength. He even tells Marinette to run, and that's some premium Chad energy right there. Truth then goes to the boathouse and forces his friends to reveal Marinette's secret, hoping to find out what she was doing, but they all just say Marinette loves Adrien. He then manages to corner Ladybug and forces her to reveal her identity to him, but she gets saved by Cat Noir before that can happen. And man, sidetrack, but I love it when villains actually do smart things. He just goes straight for the kill with Ladybug, no hesitation, no lame monologue, he just gets to work. Luca, even as a villain, has rocketed to the top of my favourite side characters list. Then he targets his mum and discovers his father is actually Jagged Stone and goes to confront him. And this was a spicy twist. It's been a long-running theory in the fandom, but I doubted that they'd ever confirm anything, so I was pretty shocked that this happened. But considering the first third of the episode involved Jagged Stone's movie, and then Luca admitting he wants to know his dad, the foreshadowing was all there, I just didn't see it at the time. Anyway, after a brief fight with Ladybug and Cat Noir, he manages to force a confession out of Jagged Stone, and then tries to kill him by throwing him off a building. And I'm loving this villain. And honestly, Jagged kind of deserves it. He's a deadbeat dad who's probably a multi-millionaire. And when his son comes to confront him about why he left, he makes excuses and then tells a lame joke about how he turned abandoning his family into a song. No sympathy from me. Truth then goes after Marinette's diary and beats up her dad, bit awkward there. Proving once again, he actually has a brain compared to most villains because he actually has a proper plan beyond me angry, me smash. But it's just a shame that his Sentimonster is an absolute cretin who can't tell the difference between real people and cartoon cardboard cutouts. This of course leads to a fight in Marinette's room, and obviously Truth loses and turns back into Luca. Also, brief moment of silence to give some respect to the Sentimonster who tanks a cataclysm and doesn't die instantly. That's tough. And then, Luca gets dumped. The ship sailed for a good 20 minutes there. I did expect it to last more than a single episode, but I guess they want to move things along, and based on this, I don't think it bodes well for Kagami. Anyway, Luca immediately forgives his deadbeat dad, and Marinette cries in her room and gets a group hug from the Kwamis, which was kind of sad. I actually like that they didn't force a happy ending for the episode, and it makes it stand out from the crowd. And then, that's the end of that. And I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't a huge fan of Furious Fu, and I was worried this episode was just going to be more of the same. But I think it was a really unique, fun, and exciting episode with some good plot and character development, and I think it bodes well for the future of Season 4. But now I want to throw it to you guys. What do you think of the episode? Like it? Hate it? Somewhere in between? Make sure to leave a comment and let me know.